everybody, welcome to day 3 here on Lamberto Bava Theme Week. Of course, I am your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for joining me here. Alrighty, so for day 3, I'm still doing the Bravado Giallo series, and the movie in question today is the third of the four films that were done for this Bravado Giallo TV series. This one came out 1988. It was the first of two in 1988. And it goes by the name of Dinner with a Vampire. Yeah, so like I said, it's the third of 4 TV films done by Lamberto Bava. And yeah, this one's kind of in the vein of like, it's kind of like an Italian take on, Hammer horror meets like teen comedy kind of thing. So it's kind of got those elements going on in it, but... getting into the plot of this one, it basically is about this infamous horror director named Jurek. He is basically offering a chance for some young people to get into his new movie. So he's holding auditions all over the world for his new movie and whatnot, right? So it eventually comes down to 4 winners. They win the chance to go to his castle and, meet him and eventually star in this new movie. So once they get to, the 4 people are picked, it's 3 girls and a boy. So once they, they get to the castle, they are informed that that Jurek is unavailable during, unavailable at certain times, and that he will be available around 12 o'clock at night. So in the meantime, they have to sit down and watch a movie, one of his old black and white movies. So of course they do that. They're in this really creepy castle, got some really creepy servants and stuff, and it does seem a little weird to them. It just seems kind of out of the ordinary, seems surreal, kind of like they're in a movie their own. So eventually 12 o'clock rolls around, and Jurek shows up, and now they're invited to dinner before they, get down to business and stuff. And soon after, dinner starts, he basically informs them that he literally is a vampire. So hence Dinner with a Vampire. And that he just basically wants to play a game. Now, these 4 have been chosen specifically for, for certain reasons, out of millions of people that auditioned for the film, because they have what it takes to, basically kill him. That's the game he wants to play. So it turns out that Jurek has been around for like 4,000 years, and he is bored of living, and he wants to die, but he wants to play a game, So basically the game starts at 3 o'clock. You have till sunrise at 6 a.m. If you kill him before sunrise, you will survive yourself. If not, you will eventually just turn, into like one of his servants or a decrepit vampire like him. He'll basically kill you. So now it's a race against time, and they have to figure out how to kill Jurek, because he's not your ordinary vampire, because all the cliched vampire, things that you see in literature and films does not work in real life vampires like this. So, so that's the main plot of the film. What did I think about this one? It's definitely not Lamberto Bava's best offering. I would say this is right on pace with Graveyard Disturbance. I will say, though, that the castle and, the sets, or wherever they filmed this, was pretty cool, actually. It did kind of have, like, a Hammer horror feel to it. The effects in the film are, TV-ish, This is probably the goriest out of the 3 films that I've reviewed so far. There was a pretty cool scene with a heart getting ripped out of a chest. I thought that was pretty neat. Once again, a little bit of language in this one, which I was surprised, because, it's a TV film. And there was actually nudity in this one, too, which surprised me also. As for the score in this film, it didn't have that really awesome, Italian composer, score to it. It had more of kind of like a rock kind of soundtrack. It was kind of comical at times, I guess I kind of went with the tone of like the teen, I guess they're later teens, like early 20 actors or whatever, but it kind of went with that tone of, the dialogue and what was really happening. So I don't know. It's a pretty decent film. It's entertaining. It's not that great though. the story is there. I think it's executed a little odd. It just seems like there's so much build up to it, and then I don't know, the last 10 minutes kind of seems like it's, that's where most of the film is, but with the action and stuff. But, overall, it was decent. I gotta say, if you can hear the theme song in the background, this is actually the same theme song that was in Graveyard Disturbance. It was on the menu, and it shows up in the end of the movie. I thought this just really cheesy and bad to have the same theme song in two films, but it's hard to say how the acting is in this film because it is dubbed. So I don't really know, but overall, it definitely gets a pass for me. I thought it was decently entertaining. Once again, being a TV film, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Nothing too crazy. It's kind of the story with, all these films so far this week. But if I had to rate this one, I'd probably give it about the exact same as Graveyard Disturbance. Maybe about a 5.5 out of 10. For hardcore Italian lovers, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's kind of decent. So basically, it kind of comes down to, it's like it even says on the back, because I was even thinking this when I was watching the movie, Hammer horror mixed with like teen comedy. It's not like, over the top, ha-ha, laugh, kind of bullshit, but, it's got some chuckles in there, and like I said, the sets were good enough to keep me interested. At times, when the teens are trying to escape the place, and they kind of keep going through trap doors, and they find themselves like in the dungeon area, it totally seemed like it was the exact same sets as Graveyard Disturbance, which wouldn't surprise me if it actually was. But it was cool. It was cool for what it was. So, Dinner with a Vampire, I loosely recommend this one once again to hardcore Italian film fans, especially of Lamberto Bava films. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for Dinner with a Vampire, the third film in the Bravado Giallo series. Oh, on that note, I actually wanted to say, Yurig in the film actually uses the word bravado in this. I thought that was actually pretty cool. So that was kind of caught my attention. But once again, this is another release by Maya Communications, like the other two that have been reviewed this week. Anamorphic widescreen transfer. The transfer is great. The sound is way better in this one than it was in Until Death, yesterday's film. It doesn't have any of those glitches that the other film did. But, just ranting, just going on and on. Dinner with a Vampire, pretty cool stuff. Decent stuff. Anyways, that's going to do it for Day 3. I will be back with Day 4 and the final film in the Bravado Giallo series, which is one that most people have probably heard of before. And, we'll get more into that tomorrow. So thank you for watching and subscribing. Moose616, I'm out of here. Peace, homies.